What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, it's a weird one, but I need you guys' feedback in order to move on with the rest of the content we have planned out, or so we could plan out the rest of the content. Because right now we're in a very pivotal time with June fastly approaching. We need to figure out what cars we're gonna work on, and what cars are we gonna just abandon, part out, not make part of the month of June. Because as you guys know, or you may not know, in June we do a 30 for 30, which means that for every single day in June we release a video. So you guys know that I personally have 4 Integras now. So I have the red GSR, I have the black GSR with the front end cut off, I have the other black GSR that has all the rust, and then I have the white race car or parts car that you guys just watched last week. So in order to make the schedule, or in order to make the most of our time in June and make the best content possible, we need to kind of settle this down and figure out what we're going to work on. So the one thing that's not up for discussion is this thing. This car, the GSR with the front end cut off, is 100% going to get worked on. But this is the only certain one, because all the other cars need a decent amount of work. So we'll walk over here to the black rusted GSR. So as you can see, this car is mostly complete. It needs quarter panel work on both sides, and then an engine and transmission combo, which, hear me out, I don't think we have enough time in the month of June to replace 2 quarter panels, paint, and everything, do everything that this car needs. But we could use the white car, the race car, to put this car together, because the white car has mint quarter panels and it has an engine transmission. We obviously couldn't get it started, but I think that's more of a car issue, not the engine and transmission problem. So we could get that running, or use the white car to get the red GSR running, because that red GSR just needs a little bit of quarter panel work, but it would still need a whole respray, and then it needs a front end as well. So this car is 100% going to get worked on, which then brings to the discussion: do we use this car to fix this car, or do we fix this car with parts that we have laying around? Because we have, doors, we have rat support, we have bumpers, we have fenders, we obviously have a hood, we have suspension, transmission. This car is going to get, the best things we have, because it's the one I like the most. But I think that this one's certain. There's no doubt about this one getting done. But we're going to go through the rest of the cars and kind of look at the pros and cons and the amount of work, give it a time estimate of what it actually needs. So first things first, the GSR with the front end cut off, that we actually put this car together years ago, and now it's been sitting here for 2 years. This car is actually part of the first 30 for 30 we did technically 3 years ago. And that's when I bought it, just a little earlier before that. So this car has been sitting for 3 years, and it's time it gets the attention it needs. So going over the things that it needs. So in the engine bay, obviously the whole front end, which we have on the side, show you guys in a second. Engine and transmission, which transmission's there, engine's in there. Engine mounts we'll have to buy, but besides that, they kind of left everything else here. Is this the engine harness? No, this is chassis harness. And I have an engine harness too that I already bought for this. So this thing, I feel like, requires the least amount of work technically. We have most of the parts to get this thing running. So what I mean by that is that we don't have to go out looking or buying other cars or parts to get this one going. So this one's the highest priority, so this one will get everything we have in stock first. It's gonna need a windshield, because the thieves did that. They destroyed the vent plate here, but we should be able to, fix it up and do what we can with it. So windshield, that. Obviously, like I said, fenders, rat support, all that stuff is over there. Engine and transmission we already accounted for. It's gonna need some wheels, which we don't have 5-lug wheels. But maybe I could work out with something with Brother Curvis, and he'll let me keep these Prelude wheels. Has mirrors. It seats interior. It has everything. You guys saw it in the previous video. If you haven't, I'll put it up in the corner here so you guys can see. But it has GSR leather interior. But we do need a carpet, which the only car that has a carpet is that one right there. And that's it. Exhaust it needs, header it needs, both of which we already have. So you guys know what I mean by like this requires the least amount of like sourcing, I guess. As far as like labor hours goes, I think this is also the lowest on the pole because realistically, the front end's already kind of set up to besides the frame rails, the front end's already set up to put the other thing on there. So that's something we're gonna have to work out. But that's about it. Everything else is there. So this is gonna be our first priority. So this is 100% gonna be part of June, no doubt about it. Now that leaves us to our next black GSR, which is this thing. So this thing also complete. I have the side skirts, everything you guys saw. I bought this car. I put a picture in it. Everything was there. So two ways I could go about this. I could patch the rust like I said in the previous video, or I could just replace. I could put a splice in the quarter panel, cut it somewhere around here, and kind of splice the whole thing in, and we don't have to worry about, you know, this missing rust. We could fix all that stuff on this side. Interior wise, missing a little bit interior up here, so just missing the center console, that type of stuff, which I have many replacements of. Has a front end, hood, all there. Not the cleanest car, but it's all there. And then come back on this side again. It's gonna need either patch panels or hole spliced in quarter panel. But besides that, it needs just an engine, transmission, and that's all it really needs. But because the rust repair I think is gonna take a little longer than I expect, maybe we'll use this as a parts car for that, and whatever's left we'll just sell as a rolling shell, because we need to get rid of a lot of cars. Right now I have 4 Integras that I just have for projects, and then I have personal cars, which you guys know I have the 2 SC300s, and then I have 2 other Integras that I have the green Type R, and then I have one other Integra that's, maybe I'll show you guys this here, maybe not, but that's a very personal car. It's a car that I hold very near and dear to me, so that one's not going anywhere. But essentially I'm trying to downsize the herd, and at the same time we get to make content out of it, and you know, it's a fun thing. So these 2 cars are in the same location, so now we gotta, you know, time travel to where the other 2 Integras are. See you guys there. That leaves us with these 2, the race car LS and the GSR. So these 2 are pretty much, I think we could save one, we could junk one. I think that one is the one that we should use to get that one on the road. So if you guys didn't see the last video on this one, we got it started a couple times with starter fluid, so we know that the car runs. And as clean as it is, you know, this is pretty clean for us Northeast guys. This is pretty clean, you know, don't worry about the different colors, but there's no rust, body straight. This thing would have been ideal to just get back on the road and kind of just put around or sell it, give it to somebody else, let somebody else enjoy it. However, there's a problem with the title on this car, so that's not gonna happen. I think that this car should be used to get that car back on the road. You know, this car obviously doesn't have an engine or transmission, it needs radiator support, so amongst other things. This car has all of that. Red support's a little damage on this one, I think on this side here, but it's nothing that, you know, we can't fix in the shop. So what do you guys think we should do? This car has extended studs and coilovers, so to me that's already a great base, which means in the red Integras, especially a red 95 GSR, specifically that thing, a red GSR from 1995, just hits something for me. I've probably talked about it time and time again over the years, but my cousin Ariel put together this badass race car. The painters kind of gave him, run for his money. They painted the car like pink instead of red. So he was a very particular person. So instead of repainting the car, he parted it out, and I got the shell. I put it together with whatever stuff I had laying around, and he basically sold me the whole everything back from the car. But I sold it, and this thing, let me put a picture. I'm gonna put a picture of the old car right here. And now that it's gone, can you guys see the vision? Should we turn this thing to what that was? We got some nice wheels. We'll get them refinished and put them on this. We'll put a Type R spoiler. It already has a carbon fiber hood. We're not gonna go JDM front end because that's expensive and hard to find now. So we're not gonna get there. But a US front end, maybe we'll go 98, or maybe we'll stay 94, 95. I don't know. So, put a front end on it, fix it up, the body's pretty straight for what it is. Obviously, this quarter panel is the one that needs work, and boy, that looks like a soda can when it's wet. So, it's obviously gonna need some body work. But is that justifiable? That little quarter panel, is that justifiable to just abandon this project and get rid of the shell, like part it out and junk it? All it has really is extended studs and BWR coilovers. So that's my opinion. I think we should keep it and build it along the other stolen GSR, and then that's my opinions. But the only one that I know for sure is the black one with the front end cut off. We're 100% going to get that one running this month. No doubt about it. Or not this month, in June, 30 for 30. So there's no doubt about that. However, that still leaves 3 cars up in the air. So this one, and then the one with all the rust. So you guys tell me in the comments, what should we do with those 3 cars? Honestly, by the end of the month, I want to have these cars out of here. So make sure to put the comments down below. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you like our content, because we're going to be dropping 30 videos in the next, once June 1st hits, it's a video a day, every day, nonstop. We're not going to miss one day. So make sure you subscribe. Peace.